Hey everybody, it's the Thursday update. I keep saying that this is the last time I'm going to try to do this, and then I try again. But I think this is really going to be the last one I try because I am totally wrecked. This week was bananas on every level. I tried to do this Thursday update in the office. It was getting later and later. I kept re-recording it. I was like, I'm not getting nowhere. I came inside. I had some tea. Took a little rest. Now let's try and do the Thursday update again. I am Marina Martinez-Bateman, in case you don't know. In case this is the first time you are seeing me. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of how it is sometimes. On Monday I set my intentions for the week and I talk about what my intentions are and I talk about what my plans are. And then on Thursday I come back and I update you on how that went. Sometimes it goes great. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it goes great, and also someone tries to do a treason. It's not like I'm not surprised. I'm just so offended that, like... So the first 2 days of the week were intense for me because I have exciting things coming up. We've decided to close Letteromatic, my newsletter writing service, which I am currently the managing director of, but will not be by the end of the month, and absorb Letteromatic's clients and processes into our new consulting firm, which is called New Coyote Consulting. It was born Tuesday, and I'm very, very happy about it. I had been doing consulting under my own name, and then also running the newsletter service, which just was a lot, and it wasn't me doing what I wanted to do, and it more and more became super obvious that the consulting was really where my heart was, and it was also where people wanted me to be. My initial consulting contracts were not things that I went out and got. They were things that, like, people came to me for. So it was really clear what people were wanting from me, and it wasn't a newsletter writing service. It was consulting. So that's what we're going to do going forward. We are going to be purely a consulting firm. We are going to do assessments and then training and coaching for people who want their communications to reflect their equity work. That's 100% of our clientele. That's our ideal client. That's who we are. That's what we are going for. So by February, everything Letteromatic will be gone, and everything will be New Coyote. So there's a ton of stuff to do to get that to happen, right? And we've been doing it and getting closer and closer to the deadline. And New Coyote was officially accepted by the Oregon Secretary of State on Tuesday. There's still much more to do to get all the ducks in a row by the time that they need to be in a row. But it was just a big milestone. And I wasn't sleeping up to that point because I was so excited. And then on Wednesday, attempted coup. So then that was a new reason for me to not sleep and just be really stressed out and freaked out. And my intention for the week that I set on Monday was to prioritize rest over work. And surprisingly, I would say that I actually did pretty well. I was obviously very stressed out and feeling a lot of fear and anxiety, but also just like a lot of stuff really was reminding me of other situations that were much more personally dangerous to me. Just the imagery that was going on in the news, not just from the Capitol, but from all the different capitals, from Los Angeles, where there was a lot of violence, and that's my hometown, and so, it's happening. I did not get very good sleep, but I did also push stuff off my plate so that I could take a nap. On the day that it happened, I took a 3.5 hour nap. I only worked maybe an hour and a half, and I prioritized the things that needed to get done. I did the things that were naturally urgent, that were really important, that had to happen. And then I just went and played video games, and I just took care of myself. And, there are times when the outside world and circumstances that are out of my control are so intense that even though I'm doing the best I can, and even though I'm maybe doing really good in terms of showing up for myself and taking care of myself, all I can say is that I didn't make it worse. And that's kind of how I feel about this week. You know, this week started off really joyful, and that's not erased. It's still super legitimate. You know, my joy at starting this new consulting firm is real, and it belongs to me, and I'm very aware, I think, of the fact that this is something that I have an opportunity to celebrate. And also, I don't really feel like celebrating right now because of how I feel about what's going on nationally. You know, it's and it's okay. You know, it's okay to feel like that. I hope that what I do is that I figure out ways to celebrate later on when I feel better again. And right now it's just trying to take care of myself and make sure that the things that need to get done, and that I have an awareness of what is necessary and what just isn't. So that's the main thing about this week. And just, yeah, you know, I just kept it from getting worse. And it was very difficult, and it took a lot of my energy, and I'm exhausted, and on top of that, I haven't been sleeping well. And that's why I kind of look like Boo, and that's why my voice is all fucked up. And that's just like how it is. Some days, some weeks, you just do your best, and all you can do is stop yourself from losing ground, or even just try not to lose as much ground as you could lose. You know, that's just how it is sometimes. Just because you do all the things you're supposed to do, and just because you behave in all the ways that you feel called to behave in, and just because you are trying to do your best to honor, you know, your values and principles, that doesn't mean that the world's going to be, you know, behaving, I guess. You know, sometimes it's just good enough to get through it. So that was one of these weeks. That's real as fuck. Everybody, I always say, have a weekend, but for real, have a weekend. Like, even if you don't feel that affected by this, I feel very affected by it, and I also feel like the people in my life who aren't that affected by it, they still have people in their lives who are affected by it, and as you know, we're in families, we're in relationship to each other, you know, the fact that I'm affected by it causes other people to be affected by it, even if the thing itself is not that significant to them. So this stress is real, this tension is real. It doesn't really matter, you know, what the outcome is. If the process, if the actions of other people are fucking stressful and problematic, that's legitimate. So, like I said, have a weekend. See you Monday, everybody.